Hello students. So we Team Wire is back with another video where we ease your preparation. So today in the bag we have CAT 2021 slot 1's paper for you. So I'll be taking each and every question one by one, but I believe that this might be your revision video. So before I do any questions, okay, or before I attempt any of the questions, make sure that you have tried it at least once. See, you'll not be getting the same kind of question, right? It's not necessary that you'll be getting the same kind of question. Every now and then you'll be getting certain new questions. So if you want to be able to solve new question in examination, you should be in that environment first of all. So whatever new questions come to you, or whatever some questions come to you, first of all you have to give it a try. Once you know the question, okay, or once you are aware of this type of question, and then you are again solving it, you might be getting helpful. Matlab, you'll feel okay, I'm doing well. But when it comes to actual exam and you haven't prepared any of the new questions, means if you haven't tried any of the questions by yourself first, so there will be very difficult for you to solve the questions. So make sure that you are doing it first. Okay, so with this, let's begin. All right, so the first question is, let me choose a pen. Let me go with, okay. So the first question is from the chapters of time, speed and distance. Okay, so what the question says that two trains cross each other in 14 seconds when running in opposite directions along a parallel track. So if there is two train, okay, in this question, suppose this is train A, okay, and this is train B. Train A is running in this direction and train B is running in the opposite direction, and they are moving in a parallel track. Now if the two trains are crossing each other, the time taken by them is what? It is 14 seconds. In 14 seconds the trains are crossing each other. The faster train is 160 kilometers long and crossed a lamp post in 12 seconds. Suppose I am assuming this is my faster train, okay, suppose this is the faster train. So it has been given that the length of this train is what? It is 160 kilometers, 160 meters. Okay, the train is of 160 meters and is crossing a lamp post in 12 seconds. Now see, if a particular train is there, okay, and it is crossing a lamp post, so how much distance the train has to cover? The train will be covering a distance which will be equal to its distance or equal to its length. Whatever will be the length of train, if the train is covering that distance, so it will be traveling a lamp post. It means that it has been given that the train covers 160 meters in 12 seconds. So this is the distance traveled and this is the time taken. So can we get the speed? The speed of the faster train will be what? It will be 160 upon 12. So this is in meter per second. Okay, but since here I have a speed which is in kilometer per hour, so let's convert it into kilometers per hour. Now if any speed is in meter per second and you want to convert it into kilometer per hour, what we have to do? We will be simply multiplying by 18 by 5. So in this table of 6, it's 2 times, it's 3 times, okay, this is 5 ones and 5 2s are 10, okay, so it will be 16, right? So the total will be what? It will be 48. So the speed of the faster train is what? It is 48 kilometers per hour. So what will be the speed of the slower train? So it is 6 kilometers less than that. So we can say that the speed of the slower train is what? It is 42 kilometers per hour. And the faster train we calculated, it is 48 kilometers per hour. Now since the trains are moving in opposite direction and they are crossing each other in 14 seconds of time, so can we say that the relative speed of both as they are moving in opposite direction will be the sum of the two speeds? So one of the speed is 48 and other one is 42. So when I'll add both the speeds, so the relative speed of A and B will be what? It will be 90 kilometers per hour. So the relative speed, okay, the relative speed of A and B is 90 kilometers per hour. So if it is 90 kilometers per hour, if I want to convert it into meter per second, I can say that it will be 25 meter per second. Simply multiply this number by 5 by 18. So the two trains, now we know that the two trains are moving with a relative speed of 25 meter per second and their time that they are taking is 14 seconds. So when the two trains are crossing each other, what is the distance that they will be traveling? The distance traveled in this case will be what? It will be simply the sum of the lengths of the two trains. Okay, so we can say that length of train 1, so length of faster train is 160, we actually know. Let the length of the smaller train, slower train will be L, and this should be equals to what? It should be equals to 25 into 14, because this much distance the trains will be traveling if they want to cross each other. Simply the sum of lengths of both the trains. So what is 25 into 14? So 250, 350. So the value of L will be what? 350 minus 160. So it will be what? It will be 190. See, this is 25 into 14. It will be 350, right? From 350 subtract 160. So if from 350 I'll be subtracting 160, it will be what? It will be 190. So correct answer to question number 1 is what? It's 190. Okay, so this was question number 1 for you. Moving on to the next question. The next question is from the chapters of mensuration, a very easy question. Okay. When I was taking the classes also, I told you that in the year of around 2020 and 2021, hexagon was the most important topic of CAT. Means every now and then we can see a question from hexagon, and hexagon is very simple. Okay, so what the question is saying that if the area of a regular hexagon is equals to the area of an equilateral triangle of side 12 centimeter. So we have a hexagon. Okay, we don't know what is the dimension of that, but we know that the area of this hexagon is equals to area of an equilateral triangle whose side is 12. Now if you'll see a hexagon like this, okay, if suppose this is a hexagon and it's a regular one, okay, it has been given this is a regular hexagon. So if it is a regular hexagon, it's the side will be A. A regular hexagon can be divided into 6 equal triangles. Okay, I think just a minute. This is 2A, 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 3. Yes. Okay, so clearly we can see that a hexagon can be divided into 6 equilateral triangles of side A. So this is also a equilateral triangle, this is equilateral triangle, this is equilateral triangle. So we have total 6 equilateral triangles. So what will be the area of a hexagon? So it will be simply 6 times the area of an equilateral triangle of dimension A. So 6 times of root 3 by 4 into A square. And as per question, okay, what is the area of this, what is the side of the equilateral triangle? It's 12. So we can say that the area will be root 3 by 4 into 12 into 12. This and this will be cancelled. Okay, 6 will be cancelled, so it will become 2. So what's A square? The value of A square is 24. So 24 can be split as like it will be 4 into 6. So when you'll take a root of 4 into 6, what it will be? It will be 2 times of root 6. So correct answer to question number 2 will be what? It will be 2 root 6. A very basic and a very easy question. ठीक है, श्योर शॉर्ट ये क्वेश्चन तो करना ही था एग्जाम में, कुछ भी होता आप जरूर ये क्वेश्चन कर पाते. Next we have question number 3. Again question number 3 is from the chapters of hexagon. So suppose the length of each side of a regular hexagon A, B, C, D, E, F is 2 centimeters. Okay, it's not if if T is the midpoint of CD, then the length of 18 centimeter is. So first of all, let's draw a hexagon. So suppose this is a hexagon, okay, of dimension A, B, C, D, of points A, B, C, D and E, F, okay. Now it says that T is the midpoint of CD. So suppose this is my point T. Okay, I'm using a different pen color now. So T is the midpoint and we have to get the length of A to T. Also it has been given that the length of each of the hexagon is 2 centimeter. And if T is the midpoint, can I say that the length of TD is 1 and the length of CT is 1? This complete was 2 and this is a midpoint, right? So this is 2, this is 2. Now see what I am doing. I am connecting from A to C. Okay, I am connecting A to C. Now clearly it was said that it's a regular hexagon. So if it's a regular hexagon, whatever is the length of it, the same will be the length of it. It means that we can say that this is an isosceles triangle. Okay, this is an isosceles triangle. It means that this angle will be equals to this. It's an isosceles triangle, right? ABC is an isosceles triangle. Next, what we can else say? Okay. Also, we know that for any hexagon, the internal angle is what? Individual internal angle is 120 degrees. So if this is 120 degrees, so this must be 30 and this must be 30. Then only it will be become 180, right? So this is 30. This again is 120. So can we say that this is a 90 degree? So can we say that ACT will be a right angle triangle with AT as hypotenuse? So if AT is my hypotenuse, okay, this is of length 2, this is of length 2. So what will be the length of AC? So before I describe the length of AC, let's see a brief of a hexagon. Now suppose if you have a regular hexagon, so in any regular hexagon, we have two types of diagonal. Okay, one is of type like this and one is of type like this. Now what is the difference between this? Suppose I am naming it, it's A, B, C and D. Now this AC diagonal, okay, has been constructed just by leaving one point. Okay, A, then I have left B and I have connected C. But this diagonal AD, in diagonal AD, what we have done, we have left 2 points and then we have connected the lines. So when you are leaving 2 points and you are getting the diagonal, so such kind of diagonal, the length of AD will be what? It will be 2 times of A, if the dimension of it is A. And if I have to get the length of the diagonal AC, it will be what? It will be root 2 times of A. Oh, sorry, it will be root 3 times of A. Okay, when we have to get the length of this, it will be what? It will be root 3 times of A. Okay. Now you can see. Now for example, अगर मान लो मैंने आपसे पूछा, if suppose A, B, C and D, suppose this is D. So what will be the length of the diagonal AE? So clearly we can see that the diagonal AE is after leaving 1 point. So what will be the length of it? It will be root 3 times of A. So in a same case, can I say that what is the length of AC? Okay, if the sides are 2, so what will be the length of it? It will be 2 times of root 3. What is the length of it? We know it is 1. So can we use Pythagoras here? So as per Pythagoras theorem, we can say that AT square is what? It's 2 root 3 whole square plus 1 square. So 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12 plus 1. So it will be under root of 13. Or we can say that the length of AT is what? Length of 18, or the desired value is what? It's under root of 13. Okay. Again, question number 3 was not a difficult one. If you know the theorems related to hexagon. And hexagon has very limited theorems, ठीक है? It's very easy to cover hexagon. आप आराम से 2 3 5 भी questions अगर आपने hexagon से किया होगा ना, you would have definitely solved the question this. Moving on to the next question. The next question is question number 4. Now always remember the mechanism that we use to solve the question. I call it DRS: decoding, reshaping, and then solving. If you think that solving a question is just we have to do, you're wrong, you're mistaken. First of all, we have to understand the question. Very important. अगर आप question नहीं समझ रहे हो ना, there is no means कि आप कितना भी calculation कर लो. Many students come and they say, sir, the question was very calculative. Why it was calculative? Because you didn't move in the right direction. And why this happened? Because you weren't able to means comprehend the question well. देखो, out of some question there will be some lengthy questions. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि कुछ questions lengthy नहीं होते, कुछ तो होंगे ही lengthy questions. ठीक है? But in most of the cases I have seen that students stuck. Why? Because they haven't understand the question. They haven't understood the question well. So what this question is, Anu, Vinu and Manu can complete a work alone in 15, 12 and 20 days respectively. Now whenever question from time and work comes, so first thing that we will be doing is we will be assuming the value of work. Okay. So what will be the work that we will be assuming? It will be simply the LCM of these two. 15 LCM of these three. So 15, 12 and 20. So the total work that has to be done will be simply LCM. So it will be what? It will be 60. Okay. Means Anu, Vinu and Manu were individually completing 60 units of work. Now see, if Anu was completing 60 units of work in 15 days, or if Anu was eating 60 chocolates in 15 days, in one day, how much chocolate he was eating? 4. If Vinu was doing this work in 12 days, in one day, how much unit of work it will be done? It will be 5. and for Manu it will be what? It will be 3. So 4, 5, 3 is what? It is the respective efficiencies of A, V and M. Next, Vinu works every day. ठीक है, so Vinu is very मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनती है. She works every day. Anu works only on alternate days starting from the first day. Means Anu is working like this. On the first day Anu will work, then on the third day, then on the fifth day, on the seventh day, like that. And Manu works only on alternate days starting from the second day. So Manu is working for the second day, fourth day, sixth day, as a. So can we say that for on the first day only Anu and Vinu are working, right? Anu works on the first day, right? On the second day, what is happening? Vinu is working every day. Okay, so Vinu and Minu is working. On the third day, what will happen? On the third day, again A and V will work, Anu and Vinu. And on the fourth day, again what will happen? So V and M will work. Means we can see that this pattern is getting repeated. So whenever a question comes like this, where a pattern is getting repeated, so first of all, what we have to see, in a particular set, how many unit of work is done. So in this case, particular set consists of 2 days. So let's see that in first 2 days, how much unit of work is done. So if Anu is there, so she will be doing 4 units, and if Vinu is there, she will be completing 9 units. Second day, how much unit of work will be done? It will be 8. So in the set of first 2 days, okay, in a set of first 2 days, total how much unit of work is done? It will be 17. The total work that we have to do is 60 units. तो अगर मुझे 60 units का work चाहिए, तो total how many sets or how many complete sets I'll be needing? In the one set, we are able to complete 17 units of work. In second set, we will be able to complete 17 more, so it will be 34. In the third set, it will be 51. Means we can say that in 3 sets or 6 days. Why? Because every set has 2 days. In 3 sets or 6 days, we will be able to complete 17 into 3, which is 51 units of work. But when you are doing the 51 unit of work, will your work is completed? No. Still we need to do 60 minus 51. Still 9 units of work is left. So on the 7th day, ठीक है, ये क्या हुआ? ये अभी तक 6 दिन की कहानी हो चुकी है कि 6 दिनों में इतना काम हो गया है. Now we have the 7th day. So on the 7th day, what will happen? On the 7th day, what is happening? Again, A and V are coming. Means Anu and Vinu are coming. So if Anu and Vinu are working on the 7th day, they will be completing 9 units of work. Okay, so till 6 days, this much unit of work has been done. So on 7th day, what will happen? On 7th day, more 9 units of work is done. And as soon as you're completing the 9 units of work, your total work is done. Because the total work that we have to do is 60 units. 51 पहले 6 दिन में हो गए और 7वें दिन में क्या हो रहा है? We are completing the 9 units of work. तो total हमने कितना टाइम लिया? The total time taken is what? It is 7 days. Okay? This is very important. First of all, we have to see कि particular set में कितना काम हो रहा है. And what is a particular set? The things which is getting repeated. So first or second day का जो working pattern है, the same is getting repeated. Okay, so that's why I have made it a set. So for question number 4, the answer is what? It is option D. Moving on to the next question. Next question is question number 5. तो ये कहाँ से? Okay, it's simply from ratios and proportion. So what the question is, the amount Neeta and Geeta together earns in a day equals what Sita alone earns in 6 days. So let's take that Neeta is earning N rupees per day, Geeta is earning G rupees per day, and Sita is earning S rupees per day. So as per the first line, can we say that the amount that Neeta and Geeta have earned is equals to 6 times the money that Sita is earning per day? ऐसा ही है ना, देखो, the amount that Neeta and Geeta together earns in a day equals what Sita alone earns in 6 days. So 6 times of Sita, or we can say that, or we can simplify it and we can say Neeta plus Geeta upon Sita will be what? It will be 6 upon 1 or 6:1. Okay, then the amount Sita and Neeta, so the amount Sita and Neeta together earns in a day equals what Geeta alone earns in 2 days. So whatever Geeta is earning in 2 days, okay, so this is the money that Sita and Neeta are working earning in a day. So again, if I'll be simplifying it, can we say that S plus N upon G is equals to 2 upon 1? Now when I'm writing this equation, what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say that Nita plus Geeta, okay, when you will combine Nita and Geeta, they are earning 6 units of money. And Sita is earning 1 units of money. So total how much units of money will be earned by all three? Will it be 7 units? नीता और गीता को कंबाइन करने पर 6 यूनिट्स मिल रहा है और सीता इज अर्निंग 1 यूनिट्स. बट व्हेन आई सी दिस सिनेरियो, सीता एंड नीता टुगेदर आर अर्निंग 2 यूनिट्स and Geeta is earning 1 units. So total money is what? It is 3 units. The same 3 person are here also and the same 3 person are here also. But the problem is, in the first case they are earning 7 units of money and in the second case they are earning only 3 units of money. How can that be possible? If the same 3 person are there, whatever units of money they are earning here, the same should be here also. So in order to make them equal, let's multiply by this and let's multiply by 7. So once you will be multiplying it by 3, so the new ratio will be what? It will be 18 upon 3. And it will be what? It will be 14 upon 7. Now from this, how much units are there? 14 plus 7 is 21. 18 plus 3 is also 21. So comparing the two ratios now. Okay. So we can say that Sita is earning how much units of money? Sita is earning 3 units of money. Geeta is earning how much units of money? Geeta is earning 7 units of money. Okay, now let's cross check it. Neeta and Geeta together are earning 18 units. Neeta and Geeta together have earned 18 units. If Geeta is earning 7 units, so what will be the money that Neeta is earning? So it will be what? It will be 11 units. Now if I have to cross check, is S plus N the value is 14? Yes, S and N the value is 14. So this is the respective units which Sita, Geeta and Neeta are earning. So what we have to see? The ratio of the daily earnings of one who earns the most to that who earns the least. So who is earning the most? Neeta. And who is earning the least? Sita. So the ratio that we have to consider is what? It will be 11:3. So for question number 5, what will be the answer? It's 11:3. Again, a very, very, very doable question. Okay, wasn't a very difficult one. It should have been done. Coming on to the next one. So the next question is from the chapters of averages. So what the question says, let's see. Onion is sold for 5 consecutive months at the rate of rupees 10, 20, 25, 25 and 50 per kg. So these are the prices of onion, okay, varying each month. For the first month, the price of onion was 10 rupees, then it is 20 rupees, then 25, then 25 and finally it was 50 rupees per kg. A family spends a fixed amount of money on onion for each of the first 3 months and then spends half of the amount of onion for each of the next 2 months. So what the family is doing, the family has decided, okay, we will be spending only this much money for the onion only. So they might have taken out some money ki chalo ho sakta hai, we will be investing only 100 rupees for the onion. So for the first 3 months, they will be investing 100, 100, 100 or they will be spending 100, 100 on onions. And for the last 2 months, as per the question, they will be spending only 50 and 50. Okay, I've just taken a random value for 100. But I don't know ki how much money they have spent. So you can, if you wish, you can take it X also. But see, देखो, my job is to ease the calculation, right? We want that कि हमारा जो calculation वो बहुत ज़्यादा difficult नहीं हो. So when we were doing this concept of relative speed, average speed, therein I told you that your answer doesn't depend on the value of total distance. Keep whatever value of total distance you want, okay? Your answer is always same. अगर आपको distance कुछ भी रखना है, कुछ भी रख सकते हो. In a similar way, here also, I can take any random value of money which the family is spending on the onion per month. So if we can take any random value, it can be 1, it can be 100, it can be 99 also, it can be even X also. Why shouldn't I be focusing on value which will ease the calculation? So what that value is? The value is simply the LCM of all. So 10, 20, 25, 25 or 50 का LCM क्या होगा? 100. So चलो, I assume that every year, every month, the family will be spending 100 rupees on the onion. So if the family is spending 100 rupees on the onion and the price is 10 rupees, so for the first month, how much kgs of onion they will be buying? They will be buying 10 kgs. In the second month, if the price is 100 and they are spending 20 rupees, so how much kgs they will be buying? They will be buying 5 kgs. For the third month, how much it will be? They are spending 100 rupees, okay, and 25, so it will be 4 kgs. Now for the last 2 months, they will not be spending 100, okay, it will be 50 and 50. So 50 rupees is spent, so they will be able to buy only for the fourth month, the kgs will be only 2 kgs, and for the last month, for the fifth month, it will be only 1 kg. Okay, 10, 5, 4, 2 and 1. Now, if we have to get the average expense for onion in rupees per kg for the family over these 5 months, so what will be the average? Average is nothing. It is the total money that you have spent. So for the first 3 months, the money spent is 100, 100, 100, so it will be 300. And for the last 2 months, it's 50, 50. So the total money spent is what? It's 400. And what is the total kg of onion that was bought? 10, 15, 19, 20 and 22. Okay, so we don't have to get the exact answer. We have to just get the answer closest to it. So what can be the answer which is closest to it? So let's get the value. So it will be 400 divided by 22. So it's 18.18. So the answer closest to it is what? It is 18 rupees per kg. I am using calculator. Make sure you are not required to use the calculator. ठीक है, आपको calculator की जरूरत नहीं पड़नी चाहिए. You should be good in calculations. So question number 7 is from the chapters of permutations and combination. Now what this question is saying, the number of groups of 3 or more distinct numbers that can be chosen from 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 and 8, so that the group always includes 3 and 5 while 7 and 8 are never included together. So we have to form or we have to find all the possible groups, okay, where it can be 3 or more than that, such that 3 and 5 should always be included. It's a compulsion that whatever group you are forming, 3 and 5 should always be there, but 7 and 8 shouldn't be together. Okay, so first of all, let's see if suppose the group is of 3. Okay, so let's form a group of 3. So if we have to form a group of 3 and 3 and 4 is already there, which 3 and 5 is already there, it means that I need to select only one person now, or I need to select only one number now, because 3 and 5 is already there. So how many numbers are left? Total we have 8 numbers, out of which if you all take out 2, exclude 2, so it will be 6. So we out of 6 numbers we have to select any one. So it will be done in how many ways? It will be done in 6 ways. Okay, and as we are selecting only a number, okay, so 7 and 8 can't be together. Next, instead of 3, if suppose the number is if suppose we are selecting 4 numbers together, again 3 and 5 has to be there. Okay, 3 and 5 has to be there. Now how many more numbers we need to select? We need to select 2 numbers more. Out of 6 available numbers, we have to select 2 numbers more. So this will be done in how many ways? It will be done in 62 ways. But the problem here is, when I'll be getting 6C2, okay, so I'll also be getting a case where 7 and 8 have been included. Means when I'll be writing 6C2, so 6C2 में एक combination ऐसा होगा in which there will be 3, 5, 7 and 8. So I'll not need this combination, right? I don't want to select 7 and 8 together. So as I don't want to have 7 and 8 together, so I need to subtract that single case. That case in where 7 and 8 are together. So that's why I need to subtract 1. Okay, coming on, instead of 4, if suppose it is having 5 numbers, 3 and 2, 5. Now if they will be having 5 numbers, okay, and 3 and 5 are together, okay. So how many extra numbers we need to select? Already 3 and 5 is there, so we need to select 3 more numbers. So it will be done in 6C3s. But from this 6C3 or from these cases, we need to subtract those cases where 7 and 8 are together. Okay, we need to subtract those cases where 7 and 8 are together. So if 7 and 8 are together, look, 3 and 5 is already there. And if 7 and 8 will also be there, so how much number one has to select now? Only one number. अगर मान लो मेरा एक कॉम्बिनेशन है जिसमें 3 5 है ही, 7 and 8 all are together, ठीक है, so how many extra means how many extra number I have to select? So I have to select one number. So in how many ways it will be done? It will be done in 4C1 ways. So I need to subtract this 4C1. Now why I'm subtracting 4C1? Because 4C1 is those number of groups where 7 and 8 are together. Okay. Next, instead of suppose 5, if the group is of 6, okay, 3 and 5 will be there. So if 3 and 5 is there, so how many more numbers we need to select? We need to select 4 numbers. So it will be done in 6C 4 ways. But from this, we have to subtract those cases where 7 and 8 are also selected. Means where 7 and 8 are together. So agar 7 or 8 मान लो दोनों है, so how many more numbers we have to select? Only 2. So in how many ways it will be done? Already we have used 4 of the numbers 3, 5, 7 and 8. So to fill this, we have 4C2 ways. Out of 4, select any 2. Now why I am subtracting 4C2? Because I don't need that cases where 7 and 8 are together. So this is representing the case where 7 and 8 are together. So instead of 6, it might have ki 7 numbers ho ek sath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So again, 3 and 5 has to be there, right? So in how many ways you can select it? It will be done in 6C5 ways. From this, what we need to subtract? 3, 5 and 7 and 8 agar compulsion hai, so we'll need to select 3 numbers more. So we need to subtract 4C3. Okay, can I have 8 number of pairs? Now if suppose I am writing all the 8 numbers, so definitely 7 and 8 will be together. So 8 numbers का ग्रुप तो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर आप 8 numbers का ग्रुप लोगे तो 7 और 8 तो कंपल्शन है कि साथ में होंगे, बिकॉज वी हैव 8 डिफरेंट नंबर्स एंड 8 a group of 8 has to be formed. Yani considering 8 numbers is not feasible, let's get the count of it. So it's only 6. What is 6C2? So 6C2 will be what? It will be 6 into 5 upon 2. So I think it is 15 minus 1, it will be 14. What is 6C3? So 6C3 will be 6 into 5 into 4, and we have 3 factorial. So I guess it will be 20. 20 minus 4 is 16. Then we have 6C4. So 6C4 and 6C2 will have same values. It will be 15 minus 4C2. So what it will be? 4 into 3 upon 2. So it's 6. So 15 minus 6 will be what? It will be 9. Then we have 6C5. So 6C5 will be what? It will be 6 itself. Minus 4C3, it will be 4. So 6 minus 4 is what? It is 2. So total how many numbers of pair we will be having? 6 plus 4 is 20, or we can say 14 plus 16 is 30. This is 39. Okay, 39 plus 6 is 45. 45 plus 2 is 47. So total will be having 47 desired numbers. So correct answer to the question is what? It's 4, 7, 47. So this was question number 7 for you. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 8. So question number 8 कौन से चैप्टर का है? So question number 8 is from the chapters of profit and loss. देखो प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस ना बहुत काम का चैप्टर है, क्योंकि जिंदगी में आप कभी लॉस में नहीं रहना चाहते. एवरीवन वांट्स टू बी इन प्रॉफिट. सो इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्टेप. जब मुझे समझ में आएगा प्रॉफिट कब होता है, तब तो समझ में आएगा क्या मैं प्रॉफिट के सिनेरियो में हूं या नहीं. सो व्हाट दिस क्वेश्चन इज, Amal purchases some pens at 8 rupees each. So the cost price of each pen is what? It is 8 rupees. To sell these, he hires an employee at a fixed wage. ठीक है, तो उसने क्या किया? उसने एक बिजनेस सेटअप किया. सपोज अमल, he bought some pens at 8 rupees and he might be busy somewhere else. So what he did, he has employed a person, he has employed an employee at a fixed wage. Means चाहे कितने का भी सेल हो, he has to give that much money to the person. He sells these pens at 12 each. He sells 100 of these pens at 12 each. See, he purchased for 8, and when he's selling at 12, what will be the profit per pen? Profit per pen, will it be 4 rupees? आपने 8 रुपए में खरीदा है और आप 12 रुपए में बेच रहे हो, तो प्रॉफिट कितना होगा? Will it be 4 rupees? So if 4 rupees is the profit, how many total pens we have? Total we have 100 pens. तो total 100 pens का profit क्या होगा? It will be 400 rupees. ठीक है, when Amal has sold 100 of the pens, the profit will be what? It will be 400 rupees. Next, if the remaining pens are sold at 11, now what is the remaining pen? I don't know what was the total count of the pen. So suppose I'm assuming, okay, let the total count of the pen is P. Okay, the total number of pen that he bought is P. So out of P, he has already sold 100 of the pens. So the total number of pens left with him will be what? It will be P minus 100. 100 pens तो 12 रुपए के भाव से बिक गए, right? So what is the total number of pens still left with him? It will be P minus 100 if P is the total count of the pen. Now what he is doing, the remaining pens are sold at 11 rupees each. Means, so what is the profit margin per pen? The profit margin per pen is 3 rupees. So overall profit will be what? It will be 3 times of P minus 100. So this is the overall profit that he is making. Now out of this profit, whatever he has made, okay, हम ये बोल सकते हैं this is the profit, gross profit हम बोल सकते हैं. But in order to get net profit, what we have to do, we need to subtract the wage of the employee also. Net profit क्या होगा? Whatever profit you have made minus the expenses. So ये जो wage है, that is a kind of expense, right? So we need to subtract this W from it. So as a result, what is happening? Then he makes a net profit of 300 rupees. तो ये सारा प्रोसेस करने के बाद ही इज मेकिंग अ प्रॉफिट ऑफ 300 रुपीज. नेक्स्ट, while he makes a net loss of 300 if the remaining pens are sold at 9 each. Means instead of being sold at 11, ठीक है, अगर रिमेनिंग पेन्स मान लो 9 रुपीज में सेल किया गया, तो देखो स्टार्टिंग के जो 100 पेन्स हैं उसमें तो 400 रुपीज का ही प्रॉफिट होगा. अब जो बचे हुए पेन है उसमें कितने का प्रॉफिट हो रहा है? 1 rupee per pen. So the profit will be what? It will be 1 times of P minus 100. Okay, from this again I'll be subtracting the wages, क्योंकि जो भी आपका ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट है उसमें से वेजेस सब्ट्रैक्ट कर दो, इट विल बी द वैल्यू ऑफ द नेट प्रॉफिट. द वेज, sorry, he makes a net loss, and when he is doing this he is making a loss. So since it's a loss, I'll be writing a negative 300. In this case it was profit, right? So इसलिए मैंने 300 लिखा. यहां पर क्या है? It's a loss, so it will be negative 300. Let's subtract the two equation. Minus minus plus, and it will become plus. Cancel. 3 minus 1 is 2 times of P minus 100. W is cancelled. It will be 3 plus 3. It will be 600. Okay. So what will be the value of P minus 100? P minus 100 is 300, or we can say that P is what? P is 400. P is what? P is 400. ठीक है, तो अगर P 400 है, और we can directly use the value of P minus 100. P minus 100 is 300. Either you can place it in this equation or in this equation. So what's the value of P minus 100? Let's place it here. So it will be 400 plus P minus 100 was 300 minus W should be equals to minus 300. So 400 plus 300 is 700. Okay. So minus W equals to it will be minus 700 minus 300. So the wage of the person will be what? It will be 1000 rupees. So he has to pay 1000 rupees to the employee. Okay. So the correct answer to the question will be what? It will be 1000. You can even place it here. आपको वही वैल्यू मिलेगा. देख लो, अगर मान लो आपने P minus 100 की वैल्यू 300 रख दी, तो 3 into 3 is 900. 9 plus 4 is 1300. So 1300 minus 300, it will be W itself. So the wage of the employee, or the desired answer to the question, is what? It's 1000. Okay, so this was question number 8 for you. सिंपली हमने क्या किया? प्रॉफिट और लॉस का जो बेसिक फंडा है हमने वो यूज किया, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा यूज ही नहीं करना था. Moving on to the next question. The next question says that a basket of 2 apples, 4 oranges and 6 mangoes cost the same as the basket of 1 apple, 4 oranges and 8 mangoes. Alright. So the basket of 2 apples, let the price of apples is A, price of oranges is O, and price of mangoes is M. So what will be the price of 2 apples? So it will be 2A plus 4 oranges plus 6 mangoes. Okay. A basket of 2 apples, 4 oranges and 6 mangoes cost the same. So this will cost the same as the basket of 1 apple plus 4 oranges plus 8 mangoes. if you'll equate both, okay, so four oranges will get cancelled. So we can say that price of 2 apple plus 6 mangoes is equals to an apple plus 8 mangoes. Let's simplify it. So we can say that the price of an apple will be equals to 2 types of mangoes. Okay, simply इसको simplify कर लो, एक उधर move कर लो और 6 को उधर move कर लो. So price of an apple is 2 times the price of a mango. Next. Then the number of or a basket of 8 oranges and 7 mangoes. Okay, a basket of 8 oranges and 7 mangoes. So we can also say that 2 apples plus 4 oranges plus 6m, whatever is the price of it, it will be same as 8 oranges plus 7 mangoes. अभी हमने देखा the price of an apple is equivalent to 2 mangoes. So can we say that price of 2 apple will be equals to 4 mangoes? So 4 mangoes plus 4 oranges plus 6 mangoes is equals to 8 oranges plus 7 mangoes. 6 plus 4 is 10 mangoes. So we can say it will be 3 mangoes is equals to 4 oranges, or we can have the ratio of price of mango upon orange is 4 upon 3. Okay, so we can say that the price of mango is 4 units and the price of orange is 3 units. Now we have the price of mango also and price of orange also. Mango ka price hai 4 units, orange ka hai 3 units. So what will be the price of an apple? The price of an apple will be what? It will be 2 times of mangoes, it will be 8 units. Okay. Then what we have to actually get the number of mangoes in a basket of mangoes that has the same cost as the other basket is. So first of all we have to get the rate cost of this basket or this basket or this basket. किसी एक basket का cost आप find out कर लो. Okay, so you can place the values of A, M and Q anywhere in the equation and you can get the price of the basket. So कहाँ पर place किया जाए जिसमें सबसे कम है? 8 oranges and 7 mangoes में ही place कर लेते हैं. So what is the price of oranges? Price of oranges is 3 rupees. So what will be the price of 8 oranges? Will it be 24 units? What is the price of a mangoes? It's 4 units. 7 into 4 will be what? It will be 28. So 24 plus 28. So what will be the total cost of the basket? The total cost of the basket is 52 units. The total cost of the basket is 52 units. So the question is, then the number of mangoes in basket of mangoes. यानी हम 52 units में कितना mangoes खरीद सकते हैं? What is the price of a mango? It's 4. So the quantity of mangoes that we can have is what? It will be 13. A very basic and a very simple question. Simply अगर आप equations को ये करते जाओगे, put in करते जाओगे, definitely you'll be able to solve. कुछ extra ऐसा सोचना ही नहीं क्या? It's a very out of box question where we have to apply so much brain. थोड़ा सा बस लिखते जाना है, calculate करते जाना है. Moving on to the next one, which is question number 10. So what the question says, how many 3-digit numbers are greater than 100? So any 3-digit number will be greater than 100. Okay, any 3-digit number will be greater than 100 except 100 and increases by 198 when the 3 digits are arranged in the reverse order. Okay, so suppose if I'm assuming that the 3-digit number is ABC. So what will be the expanded format? This is in ones place, so it will be C. This is in tens place, so it will be 10 times of B. And this is in hundreds place, so it will be 100 times of A. So this is my actual number, 100A plus 10B plus C. Now what the question says, that when you will interchange the numbers, मतलब ones को hundreds में ला दो, hundreds को ones में ला दो, ऐसा जब आप करोगे, so ये when I'll interchange the number, okay, so it will become 100C plus 10B plus A. Okay, जो भी number था मैंने उसको interchange कर दिया. Now as per question, the difference of these two is 198. See, how many 3-digit numbers are greater than 100 and increases by 198? Means when I'll be interchanging the number, the value will increase by 198. So अगर मैं इन दोनों का difference ले लूँ, so will my answer will be 198? Yes. So let's get the difference of it. So 10B और 10B तो cancel हो जाएगा. 100C minus C will be 99C. Okay, and A minus 100A will be minus 99A. And as per the, I've simply taken the difference of it. And as per the question, the value of it is what? It is 198. तो अगर आप 99 को डिवाइड करोगे सो दिस विल मीन दैट c minus a is equals to 2. Okay, the value of c minus a is what? C minus a is equals to 2. So what are the different possible values on c and a we can take? Can we have the value of a as 0 first of all? Now once you'll have the value of a as 0, this will become 0. So अगर ये 0 हो गया, it will not be a 3-digit number. And can I have the value of c as 0? ठीक है, कैन आई हैव द वैल्यू ऑफ c as 0? तो आप वैल्यू ऑफ c भी 0 नहीं रख सकते, तो a और c 0 तो नहीं हो सकता. ठीक है, a और c तो 0 नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि अगर मान लो मैं 0 रख रहा हूं तो वो 3-digit नंबर नहीं रहेगा फिर. ठीक है, तो व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट वैल्यूज वी कैन टेक? सो इट कैन बी कि अगर a 1 है सो इट कैन बी कि c 3 है, क्योंकि 3 minus 1 is 2. If a is 2 then it will be 4. If a is 3 then it will be 5. If a is 4 it will be 6. When a is 5 it will be 7. When a is 6 it will be 8. When a is 7 it will be 9. Okay, when 3 and 1, so 3 minus 1 is 2, 4 minus 2. So how many different values we can have? ठीक है, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So total how many different values of c and a we can have? So total there are 7 possible combinations. But do I have any limitation with the value of b? क्या आप b की वैल्यू 0 ले सकते हो? Yes we can, because even if I am taking b as 0, so 408 suppose I am taking, is it a 3-digit number? Yes, it's a 3-digit number. So with b I have no limitations. So what are the different values of b you can take? So for b either it can be 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 up to 9. So for b we have 10 different values possible. ठीक है, this is for the total number of possibility of b, and this is for the possible values of c and a. So total answer will be what? It will be 7 into 10, which is 70. So 70 such numbers are possible. Again, this question was from the chapter of number system. Simply अगर basic idea है number system का, question wasn't very difficult at all. Alright, DRS method again. Okay, decode, reshape and then solve. सिर्फ सॉल्व करने से नहीं होगा, मम्मी को बोलो डिकोड भी करने. Let's see the question then. So question number 11 is, Anil invests some money at fixed rate of interest compounded annually. ठीक है, उसने कुछ पैसा क्या किया? कंपाउंडेड एनुअली किया है. If the interest occurred during the second and the third year, means second year का जो इंटरेस्ट है, सेकेंड ईयर का जो इंटरेस्ट है दैट इज 806.25. दिस इज द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ ओनली द सेकेंड ईयर, नॉट फर्स्ट एंड सेकेंड ईयर कंबाइंड. ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ जो दूसरा साल का इंटरेस्ट है ना, बस वो है. एंड द इंटरेस्ट अक्योर्ड ऑन द थर्ड ईयर, सिर्फ और सिर्फ तीसरे साल का इंटरेस्ट है. इट इज 866.72 रुपीज. The interest occurred in INR during the fourth year. So what will be the interest of the fourth year? This we have to get. जब ये क्वेश्चन मैं जब इस पेपर पे था, ठीक है, 2021 में, I was giving the slot one itself. So when I looked to this question, I thought कि the values are very vague, ठीक है, and it was not, the concept was not getting into my mind कि how to solve. क्योंकि मेरे माइंड में था कि जो अमाउंट होता है वो तो होता है जीपी में, ठीक है. इफ इट्स अ कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट द अमाउंट इज इन जीपी. तो अमाउंट तो जीपी में होता है, लेकिन क्या इंटरेस्ट भी जीपी में होता है? सो व्हेन आई वाज सॉल्विंग दिस क्वेश्चन, तो मैंने क्या किया, मैंने एक सिंपल सा एग्जांपल ले लिया. और सिंपल सा एग्जांपल क्या है, मैंने मन सोचा कि अगर मान लो प्रिंसिपल में 100 रुपीज लेता हूं, ठीक है, और मैं सीआई फॉर फर्स्ट ईयर निकालता हूं, कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट ऑफ सेकेंड ईयर निकालता हूं, और कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट ऑफ थर्ड ईयर निकालता हूं, तो क्या ये एपी में या जीपी में आ रहा है? देखता हूं. अगर रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट मान लेते हैं 10% है, ठीक है, रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट इज 10%. सो व्हाट इज द कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट और व्हाट इज द इंटरेस्ट फॉर द फर्स्ट ईयर? सो इंटरेस्ट फॉर द फर्स्ट ईयर विल बी 10% ऑफ इट विल बी 10. ठीक है, जब आप कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट फॉर 2 years निकालोगे, ठीक है, कंपाउंड ईयर्स फॉर 2 years, 2 years मतलब सिर्फ सेकेंड ईयर का नहीं है, 2 साल का अगर कंपाउंड ईयर्स निकालोगे इट विल बी 21 रुपीज, और 3 साल का अगर कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट निकालोगे तो 33.1 रुपीज आएगा। ठीक है, तो कंपाउंड ईयर फॉर द फर्स्ट ईयर इटसेल्फ इट्स 10, कंपाउंड ईयर जो सिर्फ सेकेंड ईयर का मिला है, जो सेकेंड ईयर में सिर्फ आया है, इट विल बी 11, और कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ हमें थर्ड ईयर का मिल रहा है, सो सिंपली गेट द डिफरेंस ऑफ इट, तो आपने देखोगे इट्स 12.1, सो 10 है, ठीक है, फिर 11 है, और फिर ये 12.1 है। तो क्या ये जीपी है? तो यहां पर कॉमन रेशियो क्या है, 11/10, ठीक है, और यहां पर अगर आप सॉल्व करोगे तो ये 2.1/11, अगर ये डेसिमल्स हटा दूंगा तो ये 0 आ जाएगा, सो दिस इज ऑल्सो 11/10। तो फिर मुझे ये समझ में आ गया, हाँ ठीक है, जो भी इंटरेस्ट होते हैं, इंटरेस्ट ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर ईयर, मतलब सिर्फ फर्स्ट ईयर का, सिर्फ सेकेंड ईयर का, सिर्फ थर्ड ईयर का, इट विल बी इन अ जीपी। सेम थिंग, अगर सेकेंड ईयर का इंटरेस्ट है, थर्ड ईयर का इंटरेस्ट है, एंड फोर्थ ईयर का इंटरेस्ट है, सो दीज विल बी फॉर्मिंग अ जीपी। 1, 2 and 3, these three numbers should be forming a GP। तो अगर ये तीनों GP में होंगे, ठीक है, अगर ये तीन नंबर्स GP में है, तो व्हाट इज द बेसिक क्राइटेरिया ऑफ अ GP और अ ज्योमेट्रिक प्रोग्रेशन? If suppose A, B and C are in GP, okay, so we can say that square of middle term will be equal to product of A into C, okay, square of middle term will be equals to product of A into C। अगर मान लो ये A है, ये B है, ये C है, so square of middle term, so suppose this is C, so we can say that the value of C will be what? It will be square of B, so 866.72 into 866.72 whole should be divided by A, which is 806.25। आई एम यूजिंग द कैलकुलेटर, मैंने एग्जाम में भी कैलकुलेटर यूज किया था और मैंने आंसर सही लेकर आया था, 866.72 into 866.72 divide by 806.25, so the answer is 931.72, it's 931.72। so correct answer to question number 11 is 931.72। is it okay? ये चीज अगर आपको पता है, इट वाज अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ मतलब 1 और 2, मतलब 10 और 20 सेकंड्स का क्वेश्चन होता, लेकिन मुझे ये पता नहीं था तो मुझे थोड़ा डिराइव करना पड़ा। अब जैसे ये क्वेश्चन मुझे पता नहीं था, ठीक है, मतलब इसके बारे में नहीं था, तो ऐसा नहीं था कि व्हेन आई वाज गोइंग फॉर द फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट ओनली मैंने इसको फर्स्ट राउंड में ही कर लिया, ऐसा नहीं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई डिड ओनली दोज क्वेश्चन व्हिच आई वाज वेरी श्योर ऑफ कि हाँ चलो ये इजी क्वेश्चन है, ये आराम से मैं कर सकता हूँ। Once I was done with some of the questions, okay, then I came back and then I tried to solve these questions which I left out। और एग्जाम आपको ऐसे ही अटेम्प्ट करना है, फर्स्ट राउंड में सारे क्वेश्चंस नहीं होते वन बाय वन। इफ यू फील एनी ऑफ द क्वेश्चन इज लाइक दैट विच कैन टेक अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, लीव दैट क्वेश्चन फॉर दैट मोमेंट, इफ द टाइम परमिट्स विल कम बैक अगेन। इससे होगा क्या ना, आपका टाइम वेस्ट नहीं होगा, और बाय द टाइम, ठीक है, आप देखोगे कि आप पहले 10 to 15 या 20 मिनट्स में भी आपने एक अच्छा खासा क्वेश्चन कर लिया होगा। तो अगर मान लो मैंने 20 मिनट्स में सिर्फ 6 या 7 क्वेश्चन ही किए होंगे, सपोज मान लेते हैं, ठीक है, 6 या चलो 5 और 6 क्वेश्चन किए होंगे, तो आगे के जो 20 मिनट्स है उसमें मैं बाकी के 5 क्वेश्चन कर सकता हूँ क्या? और अगर मैंने 11 to 12 क्वेश्चन कर लिया ना, मेरा परसेंटाइल 99 के ऊपर जाएगा। ओके, मूविंग ऑन टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 12। सो क्वेश्चन नंबर 12 is, suppose hospital A admitted 21 less COVID infected patients than hospital B। तो हॉस्पिटल बी में जितने भी पेशेंट्स हैं, मान लो हॉस्पिटल बी में एक्स पेशेंट्स हैं, हॉस्पिटल ए एडमिटेड, ओके, सो हॉस्पिटल ए विल एडमिट, नेगेटिव नहीं लेते, पॉजिटिव में ही रहते हैं। तो अगर मान लो हॉस्पिटल ए हैज एडमिटेड एक्स पीपल, सो इन हॉस्पिटल बी हाउ मेनी पीपल विल बी हैविंग एक्स प्लस 21? हाउ कम? हॉस्पिटल ए एडमिटेड 21 लेस कोविड इन्फेक्टेड पेशेंट्स दैन हॉस्पिटल बी। ठीक है, मैं नहीं चाहता नेगेटिव सॉल्व करूं, इसलिए मैंने पॉजिटिव ले लिया। एंड ऑल इवेंचुअली रिकवर्ड, मतलब जितने भी पेशेंट्स आए किसी की भी डेथ नहीं हुई, सारे के सारे क्या हो गए, रिकवर हो गए। The sum of recovery days for patient in hospital A and B were 200 and 152. मतलब एक्स पेशेंट है, हो सकता है कुछ ने एक दिन में रिकवर हो गया, कोई 2 दिन में रिकवर हो गया, कोई 10 दिन में रिकवर हो गया, सारे पेशेंट्स रिकवर हो गए, बट द टोटल काउंट ऑफ द डेज that the patients have taken to recover is 200. For A, the total count of days is 200. मतलब फर्स्ट पेशेंट, सेकंड पेशेंट, थर्ड पेशेंट, फर्स्ट पेशेंट का जितना दिन है, सेकंड पेशेंट का जितना दिन है, थर्ड पेशेंट का जितना दिन है, if I'll be adding all the days, okay, so the answer is 200. So for hospital A, the answer is 200. And for hospital B, the total count of the days is 152. If the average recovery day for the patients admitted in hospital A was 3 more than the average in hospital B. अब मुझे ये पता है कि टोटल सम ऑफ डेज इतना है, ठीक है, टोटल सम ऑफ डेज इतना है और ए में एक्स पेशेंट्स है, तो अगर मुझे इसका एवरेज चाहिए, ठीक है, कि पर पेशेंट एवरेज डेज कितना हो रहा है, सो फॉर हॉस्पिटल ए एवरेज डेज in hospital A will be what? Total number of days upon total number of patients. And average days of in hospital B will be what? It will be 152 upon x plus 21. Now what the question is saying, if the average recovery days for patients admitted in hospital A was 3 more than that the average in hospital B, मतलब ये जो वैल्यू है it will be 3 more than this. ऐसा ही ना, फिर से देख लो. If the average recovery days for patients admitted in hospital A was 3 more than the average in hospital B plus 3, तो इनको बस इक्वेट कर लो और सॉल्व कर लो. तो अगर मुझे सॉल्व करना है, सो वेरिएबल्स को एक साथ ले आते हैं, तो इट विल बी 200 बाय x इंटू एक्स प्लस 21, ठीक है, तो ये हो जाएगा x प्लस 21 माइनस 152x and the value of it is 3. So when you will expand this 200x and 152x, so it will be 48x plus 21 into 200, and this should be equals to 3 times of x square plus 21x. अब जो चीज़ सिंप्लीफाई हो रही है वो कर लो, तो 3 के टेबल में ये 16 टाइम्स में और ये 7 टाइम्स में. Okay, so I'll be getting a quadratic equation. So what the quadratic equation will be? It will be x square. Let's write it here. The quadratic equation will be x square. Okay, 3 is already cancelled. Now this is 16x. When 16x will be moved to that side, it will become plus 5x. And it is 7 into 2, so it will be 1400. So plus 1400 equals to 0. तो 1400 को ऐसे स्प्लिट करना है कि 5x आ जाए, ठीक है. सो 1400, लेट्स सिंप्लीफाई इट. So 5 के टेबल में this will be 28, so it will be 280. 5 के टेबल में it's 5, it's 6, ठीक है, it will be 7 and it will be 8. So 8 is 222, ठीक है, इसको 8 ही रखते हैं. So I need a 5, यानी एक 5 एक तरफ और एक 5 एक तरफ. तो अगर मान लो मैंने 7 into 5 रखा, it is 35, and 8 into 5 रखा, it's 40. Okay, तो जब आप इसको स्प्लिट करोगे, so the values of x that you'll be getting is one will be 35 and other will be minus 40. ऐसा ही आ रहा है. Sorry, this is minus 1400. Sorry, this is minus 1400. So the value of x will be 35 and minus 40. So what the days can't be negative, right? जो ये है, sorry, number of patients can't be negative. So what is the value of x? The value of x is 35. And what was x actually? Then the number admitted in A, and x was what? The patients admitted in A. So the value of x is 35. So answer to this question is what? It's 35. Okay, so this was question number 12 from the chapters of average. Moving on to the next question. The next question is from the chapters of modulus. Very, very important chapter. Okay, modulus becomes very important chapter for CAT exams. हमेशा questions देखने को मिलते हैं. And this was question in from 2021. अगर मैं 2023 में भी देखूं, यूजिंग द सेम लॉजिक देयर वाज क्वेश्चन अगेन इन 2023 आल्सो. So whatever was asked in 2021, the same logic is finding its place in 2023 itself. इसीलिए मैं बार बार बोलता हूं, practicing previous year question is the best preparation you can do. प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन तो एकदम डेफिनेटली करना है, कुछ भी हो जाए प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने ही करने हैं. The number of integers n that satisfy the inequality mod of n minus 60. Now before we discuss this, so अगर मान लो मैंने लिखा what is the significance of mod of a minus b. What is the significance of mod of a minus b? So mod of a minus b is actually the distance between a and b. Mod of a minus b क्या होता है? It is actually the length of the distance between a and b. So in the same way we can say that what is n minus 60 actually? N minus 60 is the distance between n and 60. What is n minus 100? So it is actually the distance between n and 100. Okay. So the number of integers that satisfies the inequality n minus 60 less than n minus 100 less than n minus 20. तो हमें क्या करना है, इसे बस नंबर लाइन में प्लेस करना है. इसे I think it must be question number 11. I think छोड़ दो. So this is 60. Oh sorry, this will be, suppose this is 20. Somewhere I'll have 60 here and somewhere I'll have 100 here. Now what should be my position of n? Whether my n will be here or my n will be here, where I'll be placing n. तो अगर मान लो मैं एक काम करता हूं, पहले इन दो इनइक्वालिटीज को देखता हूं. ठीक है, n माइनस 100 मॉड ऑफ n माइनस 100 शुड बी लेस देन n माइनस 20. यानी n माइनस 100 का जो डिस्टेंस है वो n माइनस 20 से छोटा होना चाहिए. तो अभी एक टाइम बीइंग के लिए, ठीक है, मेरे पास ये पॉइंट है 20 और 100. तो आप जस्ट सोचो कि मैं n को कहां प्लेस कर सकता हूं सच दैट दिस इनइक्वालिटी इज ट्रू. तो अगर आपको ये पॉइंट फाइंड करना है कि वेयर आई शुड बी कीपिंग इन, तो आप एक काम करो, जो आपके जो ये दो वैल्यूज है ना, इनके आप एवरेज ले लो. सो 100 और 20 का एवरेज क्या होगा? इट विल बी 60. सो 60 इज एक्चुअली द मिड ऑफ 20 एंड 100. तो अगर मान लो मैंने n की वैल्यू 60 रखी, सपोज आई एम कीपिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ n एज 60. सो व्हाट आई गिव 60 minus 100, so it will be minus 40 का mod, and 60 minus 20, it will be what? It will be 40. Negative of 40 will also be 40. So is 40 greater than 40? Is it true? No. Yani if I'm keeping the value of n, I'm not getting the desired result. So what should be the value of n that we can keep? तो n को मैं 60 के किस तरफ रखूं so that this inequality holds true? तो अगर मान लो मैंने n को, एक काम करते हैं, n को इस तरफ रखने की कोशिश करते हैं. Okay, and suppose this value is what? Suppose ये है 50. Okay, let's consider that the value of n is 50. Now as soon as you will be keeping the value of n as 50, so what it will be? 50 minus 100. So 50 minus 100 is what? 50 minus 100 will be actually 50. And 50 minus 20 will be what? It will be 30. क्योंकि mod है तो negative sign इतना important नहीं है. So I'll be getting 50 is lesser than 30. Okay, 50 is lesser than 30. Is it true? इसका मतलब है I'll not be able to keep the value of n on the right hand, sorry on the left hand side of 60. अगर मैं 60 के लेफ्ट में चला गया, या अगर मैं if I'm keeping any value of n lesser than 60, okay, the inequality will fail. So what should be the position where I should be keeping the n? N should be lying, or n, the value of n should be more than 60. The value of n should be more than 60. अगर आपको टेस्ट करना है तो एक काम करते हैं, 60 और 100 के बीच में एक नंबर लेते हैं, सपोज 80. ठीक है, 60 और 100 के बीच में देख लेते हैं एक नंबर 80. Now is this inequality will be true? 80 minus 100 is 20. 80 minus 20 is 60. So yes, this inequality is now true. So the value of n will be on the right of 60. ठीक है, so from the first inequality we can see this. Moving on to the second inequality. Let's see this, these two. So what will be the middle point of 60 and 100? It will be 80. Now let's see. If I'm keeping the value of n exactly 80, what will happen? 80 minus 60 is 20. 80 minus 100 is 20. Is 20 lesser than 20? अगर मैं exactly 20 रखूं, okay, so this inequality will fail. If suppose I'm keeping any value which is more than 80, okay, let's take an example where n is suppose 90. 90 रखने से क्या हुआ? It is more than 80. ठीक है, तो अगर ये 80 से more हो गया, so what it will be? It will be 90 minus 60 and it will be 90 minus 100. दोनों मॉड में है इसलिए साइंस का दिक्कत नहीं. So 30 is lesser than 10. Is it true? 30 is lesser than 10. Is it true? No. इसका मतलब है the value of n can't be 80 or greater than 80. तो value of n will be what? It will be lesser than 80. तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ, clubbing both the equation, I can say that your n will be somewhere, it will be 60 to 80. जो मेरा n होगा ना, it will lie between 60 to 80. And as we have to consider only integers, तो 60 से लेकर 80 के बीच में कितने इंटीजर्स है? पहला इंटीजर हो जाएगा 61, then I'll have 62, okay, and similarly it will be 79. So how many integers total are there? So total I guess 19 integers, right? So answer to question number 10 is what? It's 19. Oh, I guess it that must be question number 13. So moving on to the next question, which is question number 14. A circle of diameter 8 inches is inscribed in a triangle ABC where angle ABC is 90 degree. If BC is equals to 10 inches, then the area of the triangle in square inches is. Okay, very good. So let's see. So first of all, it is stating that the triangle ABC is 90 degree. Okay, ABC. So this is A, this is B, and this is C. So ABC is 90 degree. A circle of diameter 8 inches is inscribed in the triangle ABC. Now inside this we have a triangle circle also. Okay, so this is the circle that is inscribed. It is given that the diameter is 8, or we can say that the radius is 4. If BC is 10, okay, the length of BC is 10 inches, then the area of the triangle in square inches is. Okay, so we have to get the area of this triangle in square inches. All right. How to get it? First of all, let's assume if this is 10, let's assume that this is x. ठीक है, ये 10 है और ये x है. अगर ये 10 है, ये x है, so what will be the value of it? It will be under root of 10 square plus x square, hypotenuse theorem. और क्या आपको पता है, एक राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल का अगर मुझे इन रेडियस चाहिए, एक राइट एंगल ट्रायंगल का इन रेडियस क्या होता है? इट इज एक्चुअली परपेंडिकुलर प्लस बेस माइनस हाइपोटेन्यूज बाय 2. For a right angle triangle, if I have to get a in radius of it, it will be perpendicular plus base minus height by 2. So what is the value of perpendicular? The value of perpendicular is x. So we can say that radius is 4, ये in circle, right? तो ये in radius है. So radius is 4, perpendicular is x, base is 10 minus under root of 100 plus x square. The whole should be divided by 2. अगर इसको सिंप्लीफाई करोगे तो 4 2 8 हो जाएगा, राइट? सो 4 2 8. 8 is equals to x plus 10 minus under root of 100 plus x square. Moving this root square, so we can say that x minus 100 plus x square, x minus 100 plus x square plus 2 is equals to 0. Okay, Now we also know that suppose अगर ये triangle है, suppose अगर ये in circle है, so what is the formula for in circle? R is what? R is delta by S. किसी भी ट्रायंगल का अगर आपको इन रेडियस पता है तो r क्या होता है? डेल्टा बाई s. So what is delta? So area of this triangle will be half of 10 into x and whole divided by s. So what is s? S is actually the semi perimeter. तो semi perimeter क्या होगा? It will be half of x plus 10 plus under root of 10 square plus x square. And this should be equals to 4. ठीक है, इसकी वैल्यू क्या होगी? 4. तो ये और ये तो कैंसिल हो गया. If I'll simplify further, it will be 10x is equals to 4x plus 40 plus 4 times of under root of 100 plus x square. So clearly I can get the value of 100 plus x square here. So 100 plus x square का value क्या होगा? So let's move this 10x so that side. तो अगर ये 10x इधर आ जाएगा तो it will become 6x. ठीक है, अगर ये 40 भी इधर मूव कर दोगे it will be minus 40 and the whole should be divided by 4. 6x minus 40 and the whole is divided by 4 and this is what it is under root of 100 plus x square. Let's use the value of 100 plus x square in this equation. तो जब आप इस इक्वेशन प्लेस करोगे तो देखो आपको क्या मिलने वाला है, x minus 6x plus 40 upon 4, okay, plus 2 should be equals to 0. या इसको डायरेक्टली उधर लिख देते हैं ना, इतना बार बार इक्वेशंस क्यों ये करें. From this we can say that कि अगर ये आप उधर मूव कर दोगे तो x plus 2 is equals to under root of 100 plus x square. So replace it here only. ठीक है, यहाँ पर रिप्लेस कर देते हैं. तो जब आप रिप्लेस करोगे so what you will be getting, 6x minus 40 is equals to 4 times of x plus 2. So 6x it will be 4x. So moving 4x to that side, 6 minus 4x it will be 2x. ठीक है, minus 40 अगर उधर चला गया तो 40 और ये 8, so it will be 48. So what's the value of x? It's 24. Then the area of the triangle in square inches. So what will be the area of the triangle? Now once we have the value of x, it will be half of 24 into 10. Okay, so it will be what? It will be 120. So for question number 14, the answer will be what? It will be 120 square units. मैंने क्या किया, मैंने सिंपली इन रेडियस का फॉर्मूला 2 बार यूज किया. ठीक है, इन रेडियस का फॉर्मूला हमने 2 बार यूज किया एंड वी गॉट द आंसर. ओके, one formula was in radius of an this is only for a right angle triangle, perpendicular plus base minus hypotenuse by 2, and this is a general formula, r equals to delta by s. Delta is the area of the triangle, s is the semi perimeter. So for question number 14, the answer will be what? It will be 120 units. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 15. It's like this. Now fx equals to x squared plus 2x minus 15, x squared minus 7x minus 18 is negative if and only if. So we have to find कि for what values of x the fx is negative. तो इस क्वेश्चन में कुछ नहीं करना. First of all, simply factorize this. ठीक है, simply factorize this. So when you will factorize it, it will be x plus 5 and x minus 3. I have simply factorized the first equation. Okay, x plus 5 and x minus 3. Simply factorize the second equation. So we need 18. 18 कैसे मिलता है? 6, 3 या 9, 2. Okay, so it will be x minus 9 and it will be x plus 2. And we want that this function should always be negative, or the value of this expression should always be less than 0, not equals to 0. Okay, it should always be lesser than 0. So how to get the range of this? Simply whatever critical points you have, plot them on a number line. तो मेरे पास जो सबसे वैल्यू पहले आएगा that will be 9. सॉरी, सबसे पहला जो नंबर आएगा वो क्या होगा? x equals to minus 5, then we'll have x equals to minus 2, then we'll have x equals to 3, and then we'll have x equals to 9. Always remember, okay, this will be minus infinity and this will be plus infinity. The first region is always positive. आपका जो फर्स्ट ब्रैकेट्स होता है ना, जब भी आप नंबर लाइन में प्लॉट करते हो, इट विल ऑलवेज बी पॉजिटिव एंड देन इट विल बी गोइंग अल्टरनेट. अगर ये पॉजिटिव है तो ये नेगेटिव, ये पॉजिटिव, ये नेगेटिव और ये पॉजिटिव. सो व्हाट आर द जोन्स ऑफ पॉजिटिव? सो व्हेन आई विल बी हैविंग द नेगेटिव वैल्यू ऑफ दिस, इफ माय एक्स लाइज बिटवीन दीज, -5 से लेकर -2 के बीच में आ रहा है या 3 से लेकर 9 के बीच में आ रहा है. So if your x is lying between -5 and -2, or it is lying between 3 and 9. So the answer to the question is what? It's option A. So this was question number 15. Very easy. ठीक है, ये वो बच्चों के लिए बहुत easy जिन्होंने फंक्शंस और डोमेन किया हुआ है पहले. अगर आपने क्लास 11th में डोमेन वाला चैप्टर फंक्शंस किया तो बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन था ना, राइट? कुछ नहीं करना था ना. लेकिन जो मैथ्स बैकग्राउंड से नहीं है, यू विल बी फाइंडिंग स्ट्रगलिंग ओवर इट कि कैसे पता नहीं क्या होगा इसमें. Moving on to the next question. Next question is question number 16. And question number 16 is from the chapter of logarithm. Logarithm is one of my favorite topics. ठीक है, और ऐसा क्यों? Logarithm ऐसा क्यों है, फेवरेट क्यों है? क्योंकि logarithm है ना वेरी लिमिटेड टाइप ऑफ कंसेप्ट है. बहुत ज्यादा कंसेप्ट नहीं है logarithm में. और अगर आपने वो सब कंसेप्ट कर रखे हैं, छोटे मोटे सारे कंसेप्ट कर रखे हैं, डेफिनेटली आप क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करके आओगे लॉगरिथम का. और लॉगरिथम उठाकर देखो, हर साल देयर इज अ क्वेश्चन. कुछ टॉपिक्स है ना, जैसे हर साल क्वेश्चंस आते ही आते हैं. सो लॉगरिथम इज वन ऑफ देम. हमेशा क्वेश्चन देखोगे लॉगरिथम पे. सो द क्वेश्चन इज 5 minus log 10 1 plus x plus 4 log 10 1 minus x. मतलब इसको पढ़ोगे तो ऐसे log under root 1 minus x base is 10 is equals to log 1 under root 1 minus x square base is 10. तो एक काम करते हैं, 5 को भी इधर ही रखते हैं, बाकी को उधर शिफ्ट कर देते हैं. सो 5 is equals to, this is log base is 10, okay, and the numbers part is under root of 1 minus x square. Moving on to that side, it will become plus of log, again the base is 10 and it's under root of 1 plus x minus ये जो 4 है इसको इसके पावर में ले आओ. ये पता है ना. सपोज यू हैव अ नंबर लाइक दिस, a of log m, let the base can be anything. So whatever is the coefficient here, it will be written on the power of the number. So it will be log m to the power of a. So when you will be doing the minus of it, it will become log base is 10 under root of 1 minus x raised to the power of 4. And this whole is equals to 5. Again, using the property, simple properties of logarithm. कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी है? पहला, log of a plus log of b. If the base is same, it will be log of a into b. And log of a minus log of b will be what? It will be log of a upon b. So these two log functions are added and this is subtracted. यानी ये दोनों मल्टीप्लाई होगा और ये डिवाइड हो जाएगा. So using these log properties, okay, we can say that five is equals to log, the base will remain 10 itself, okay. So first of all multiply this. So root of 1 plus x, I have written this first, into 1 upon under root of 1 minus x square. ठीक है, 1 minus x square को आप under root of 1 minus x into under root of 1 plus x भी लिख सकते हो. I have simply written it, expanded this. This is a square minus b square. So under root of 1 minus x into under root of 1 plus x. This will be divided by, so it will be into, as it's a negative, so it will be 1 upon under root of 1 minus x to the power of 4. So clearly ये और ये तो cancel हो जाएगा. So what I'll be getting or what will be left out? Log 10 1 upon under root of 1 minus x to the power of 5. This is 1 minus x and this is 1 minus x to the power of 4. So total it will be 1 minus x root power 5. Or, and this is equals to 5, right? This is equals to 5. Can we further simplify it and like this? 5 is equals to log of 10 under root of 1 minus x to the power of minus 5. Now whatever is in the power, it will come in front. So we can write -5 here also. So this 5 and 5 will be cancelled, or we can say that log of 10 under root of 1 minus x will be what? It will be -1. So using the simple properties of log, we can say that under root of 1 minus x is what? It is 10 to the power of -1. So it will be 1 upon 10. Squaring both sides. Okay. Squaring both sides, we can say, I'm writing it here. अगर दोनों को स्क्वायर कर दोगे तो क्या बचा आपके पास? 1 minus x is under root. So it will become 1 minus x equals to 1 upon 100. और the value of x is 99 upon 100. यही होगा ना? The value of x is 99 upon 100. So what we have to get? We have to get 100 times of x. So 100 into 99 by 100. It's cancelled. So the answer is 99. अब कभी भी टीटा टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन आप कर रहे हो, ठीक है, एक चीज ध्यान से नोटिस करना, whenever you're doing the question which is टीटा टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन, and if you are not getting your answer like a proper integer, मान लो अगर मालूम मुझे यहाँ पर 99 के बदले मान लो 99.5 मिल रहा होता है सपोज, there is a chance that the question is wrong, or there is a chance that you have calculated a wrong answer. ठीक है, जनरली टीटा टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन में एक प्रॉपर नेचुरल नंबर होता है, वैसे ही क्वेश्चन डिसाइड किया होता है कि योर आंसर शुड बी अ प्रॉपर नेचुरल नंबर. ओके, सो फॉर द क्वेश्चन नंबर 16 द आंसर इज व्हाट? इट्स 9999. मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, अमर अकबर एंथनी. ठीक है, अमिताभ बच्चन की मूवी याद आ गई इनको भी. मुझे लगता है जो एग्जामिनर होगा ना उसने लास्ट नाइट अमिताभ बच्चन की मूवी देखी होगी, अमर अकबर एंथनी, उन्होंने सेट कर दिया, या उनका फेवरेट मूवी भी हो सकता है, ऐसा भी हो सकता है. सो अमर अकबर एंड एंथनी आर वर्किंग ऑन अ प्रोजेक्ट. Working together, Amar and Akbar. So when you are hiring Amar plus Akbar, okay, when I'm taken the services of Amar and Akbar, so they are completing the project in 1 year. 1 year means 12 months. And instead, if we are taking the services of Akbar and Anthony, okay, Akbar and Anthony, the work is getting completed in 16 months. And when Anthony and Amar are working, ठीक है, when Anthony and Amar are working, okay, the work is done in 24 hours. Alright, तो यही है कहानी, right? If the person who is neither the fastest nor the slowest works alone, the time in months will be. तो ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में करते क्या? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल I'll be taking the और I'll be taking will be assuming the value of the work कि कितना value of work करना है. So best value will be what? Simply the LCM of it. So LCM of it is what? It's 48. So we can say that the combined efficiency of Amar and Akbar is 3. The combined efficiency of Akbar and Anthony is sorry, ये 4 है, 12 4. This is 3 and this is 2. Let me write it properly. It's 4, it's 3 and 2. So what will be the total efficiency of Amar, Akbar and Anthony? तो अगर मैं सभी को ऐड कर लूँ, 4 plus 3 7, 7 plus 2 is 9. तो ये 9 क्या है एक्चुअली? 9 is the efficiency of 2 times the efficiency of Amar plus Akbar plus Anthony. 2 times the efficiency of Amar, Akbar and Anthony is 9. तो हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि अमर प्लस अकबर प्लस एंथनी की कंबाइंड एफिशिएंसी क्या होगी? इट विल बी 4.5. अमर, अकबर और एंथनी की कंबाइंड एफिशिएंसी, इफ यू कंबाइन द एफिशिएंसीज ऑफ ऑल द थ्री, इट इज 4.5. अब ये देखो, अमर एंड अकबर्स एफिशिएंसी, टोटल ऑफ अमर एंड अकबर्स एफिशिएंसी इज 4. तो अगर अमर और अकबर की एफिशिएंसी 4 है, इसका मतलब एंथनी का एफिशिएंसी क्या होना चाहिए? एंथनीज एफिशिएंसी शुड बी 0.5. इफ अकबर एंड एंथनीज एफिशिएंसी, Akbar and Anthony's efficiency is 3, it means that Amar's efficiency will be what? Amar's efficiency is 1.5. And if Anthony and Anthony और Amar का efficiency 2 है, it means that Akbar's efficiency is what? It's 2.5. तो हमें काम किससे कराना है? ठीक है, हमें ऐसे बंदे से कराना है जो ना तो स्लोएस्ट है ना तो फास्टेस्ट है. It means that Amar will be doing the work. So if Amar will be completing the same minutes of work, time will be what? Time is the total work that you have to be done upon the total efficiency. So it will be 16 into 2 which is 32. ठीक है, सिर्फ अमर अकबर एंथनी के पीछे ये घुमा रहे थे, इससे अच्छा एक सिंपल सा नाम दे देते यार, ABCD, जो अपन यूज कर लेते हैं. सो फॉर क्वेश्चन नंबर 17 द आंसर इज व्हाट, इट इज 32. इज इट ओके? ठीक है, मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज फ्रॉम द चैप्टर्स ऑफ फंक्शन. ठीक है, an iteration based question. So in this question it is given that x naught is 1 and x1 is 2. The values of x naught and x1 has been provided and they are saying that if you have to get the value of xn plus 2, it will be actually 1 plus xn plus 1 upon xn. अगर आपको xn plus 2 की वैल्यू चाहिए, okay, it will be 1 plus xn plus 1 upon xn. So I have the value of x1. Now if I want to get the value of x3, अगर मान लो मुझे x3 की वैल्यू चाहिए, so the value of n that I'll be keeping is 1. अगर आप n की वैल्यू 1 रखोगे then only you'll be getting the value of x3. So value of x3 is what? 1 plus the value of n is what? It's 1. So 1 plus x2. So oh sorry मेरे पास तो x2 भी नहीं है ना, पहले let's get the value of x2. Sorry. Let's get the value of x2. Now in order to get the value of x2, I will be keeping the value of n as 0. तो अगर n 0 हो गया तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, 1 plus x1 अपॉन x0. अगर n की वैल्यू 0 है तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, 1 plus x1 अपॉन x0. सो x1 की वैल्यू क्या है, x1 is 2 and what is the value of x0? So when you will place the value, you will be getting x2 as what, it is 3. 2 plus 1 and 3. Next, if I have to get the value of x3, what I'll be doing, I'll be keeping the value of n as 1. तो अगर n की वैल्यू 1 हो गई तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, it will be 1 plus x2 upon x1. Let's place the numbers. So 1 plus x2, what is the value of x2? It's 3 upon x1. x1 is what, x1 is 2. So again it will be what, it will be 2 itself again. If I'll be getting the value of x4 again, so in order to get the value of x4, the value of n you'll be keeping as 2. So if n is 2, it will be 1 plus x3 upon x2. So 1 plus x3 is 2 and what is the value of x2? It's 3. It will be again 1. If I'll be getting the value of x5, okay, so x5 will be what? It will be 1 plus the value of n will be 3, right? So it will be 1 plus x4 upon x3. So 1 plus 1 and what is the value of x3? It's 2. Again you'll be getting 1. अगर मान लो मैंने x6 की वैल्यू निकाली तो इट विल बी 1 प्लस x5, एक कम करना है और यहाँ पर एक और कम कर देना है तो x4. So what is x5? So 1 plus 1 is 2 and what is the value of x4? It's 1. So it's again 2. ठीक है. Similarly, if I have to get the value of x7, so x7 क्या हो जाएगा, 1 plus x6 की वैल्यू यानी 2 अपॉन x5. So what is x5? It's 1 यानी 3. अगर मान लो मुझे x7 के बाद x8 की वैल्यू चाहिए, so x8 will be 1 plus x7, so it will be 1 plus 3 upon x6. so x6 की वैल्यू क्या है, it's 2, it's again 2. तो क्या आपको कुछ पैटर्न दिख रहा है क्या, कुछ रिपीटेशन दिख रहा है? इतना ही आप निकाल लो, आपको कुछ पैटर्न दिख रहा है क्या? एक और निकाल लेते हैं, चलो x8 के बाद x9 भी निकाल लेते हैं. So if I'll be getting the value of x9, x9 will be 1 plus 2, okay, upon x7. So x7 is what, it's 3, again 1. Whatever is the value of x0, okay, whatever is the value of x0, I'm writing it here. जो भी वैल्यू x0 का है, ठीक है, the same is the value of x to the x5. Whatever is the value of x1, the same is the value of x6. Whatever is the value of x2, the same is the value of x7. Whatever is the value of x3, the same is for x8. Whatever is the value for x4, ठीक है, the same is for x9. यानी आफ्टर एवरी 5, ठीक है, हर 5 के बाद ये सीरीज रिपीट हो रही है. x0 का जो वैल्यू वही x1 का है, x5 का है, उसी तरह वही वैल्यू क्या होगा, वही वैल्यू 10 का होगा, वही वैल्यू 15 का होगा. यानी आफ्टर एवरी 5 ठीक है, आपको वापस से ये मिलेगा x0, x5, x10 सभी का वैल्यूज क्या होगा, सेम होगा। तो x10 क्या, इवन x20 का भी वैल्यू यही होने वाला है। तो अगर x20 का वैल्यू ये है तो x2021 का वैल्यू क्या होगा, x2021 will be same as x1. So what is the value of x1? The value of x1 is 2. So the correct answer to the question is it's 2. ठीक है, question number 18 का answer is option D, which is 2. Moving on to the next question. Next question is question number 19. The strength of an indigo solution in percentage is equals to the amount of indigo in grams per 100 cc of water. अब मैं इसकी कहानी बताऊं इस क्वेश्चन की। When I was giving the exam, I thought अरे इतना बड़ा क्वेश्चन बहुत डिफिकल्ट होगा, मैं छोड़कर चला गया था। फर्स्ट गो में मैंने ये क्वेश्चन नहीं किया था, मैंने देखा बहुत ज्यादा कंटेंट है, मुझे लगता है टाइम लगेगा, आई स्विच्ड ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। फिर जब मैं दोबारा करके देखने आया, मैंने ये तो बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन था, कोई बात नहीं। फिर भी the strength of an indigo solution is in percentage is equals to the amount of an indigo in grams per 100 cc of water. यानी 100 cc वाटर में आप कितना इंडिगो डिसॉल्व कर रहे हो ना, वो उसकी स्ट्रेंथ है। सो 2 800 cc बॉटल्स आर फिल्ड विद इंडिगो सोल्यूशन ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ 33 एंड 17%। तो आपके पास दो बॉटल्स हैं, एक है बॉटल ए, एक है बॉटल बी, दोनों की कैपेसिटी 800 cc है, एक की स्ट्रेंथ है 33% इंडिगो and in the second one the indigo is 17%. ठीक है, 33% and 17% respectively. Next, a part of the solution from the first bottle is thrown away and replaced by an equal volume of solution from the second bottle. तो अब आप क्या कर रहे हो, इसमें से कुछ पार्ट आप फेंक दे रहे हो। So whatever is left, ठीक है, whatever content is left, in that leftover particle also the concentration of indigo will be the same. क्यों, क्योंकि जितना वाटर निकल रहा है उसी प्रोपोर्शन में आपका इंडिगो भी निकलेगा। आप एक सिंपल से एग्जांपल से देख सकते हो कि अगर मान लो मैंने एक कंटेनर में रसना डिसॉल्व किया, या अपने गेस्ट को सर्व करने के लिए मैंने रसना प्रिपेयर किया। अब मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, कुछ ग्लासेस ऑफ रसना कुछ गेस्ट को मैंने दे दिया, तो अब मेरे पास जो कंटेनर में जो बचा हुआ रसना है उसका टेस्ट चेंज हो जाएगा क्या पहले के मुकाबले? नहीं, ऐसा तो नहीं होगा। क्यों, क्योंकि जितना वाटर और शुगर जिस प्रोपोर्शन में डिसॉल्व हो रहा था और जितना वो ये हो रहा है बाहर जा रहा है, जो बचा हुआ है उसमें भी उतना ही डिसॉल्व है। यानी अगर यहां पर इंडिगो कंसंट्रेशन 33% है, ठीक है, और तो यहां पर भी 17% होगा। बस ये क्या है, यहां से मैंने कुछ पार्ट ऑफ द मिक्सचर रिप्लेस कर दिया। जैसे ये पहले कंटेनर पूरा फिल था, मान लीजिए कंटेनर ए पूरा फिल था, व्हाट आई हैव डन, आई हैव टेकन आउट दिस पार्ट ऑफ द मिक्सचर, ठीक है, आई हैव टेकन आउट दिस पार्ट ऑफ द मिक्सचर एंड आई एम रिप्लेसिंग दिस मिक्सचर विद कंटेनर बी, content of container B. ठीक है, we are replacing this mixture with container B. Next, if the strength of the indigo solution in the first bottle has now changed to 21%. अच्छा, can I use alligation here? इस क्वेश्चन में alligation यूज कर सकते हैं। Alligation, where you can apply alligation whenever you are mixing two things and you are getting a resultant one. So am I mixing two things here? Yes. First I have this mixture, ठीक है, this leftover mixture, and to this leftover mixture I am adding some more mixture of indigo. तो क्या मैं दो चीजों को मिक्स कर रहा हूं? Yes, I am mixing the two things and I am getting the third. So can I use alligation? Yes, of course we can. So it will be 21%. So 33 minus 21 is what? It's 12. 17 minus 21 is what? It's 4. Or we can say the ratio is 1:3. The ratio is 1:3. Now what does this ratio 1:3 mean? ठीक है, ये जो 21 अभी आपने क्या किया, इसमें से कुछ कंटेनर मिक्स किया, यानी ये जो रिजल्टेंट मेरे पास मिक्सचर है जिसका कंसंट्रेशन 21 है, इसमें ये जो वन पार्ट है, ठीक है, ये जो वन पार्ट है, ये वन पार्ट है 33% कंसंट्रेशन वाला, और ये जो 3 पार्ट्स है इसमें, ठीक है, ये जो 3 पार्ट्स है ये इसमें है 17% कंसंट्रेशन वाला। यानी टोटल 800 सीसी का बॉटल था, टोटल 800 सीसी का बॉटल था, उसको आपने 4 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया, 3 पार्ट्स यहां पर है और 1 पार्ट यहां पर है। तो हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि 600 सीसी और ये 200 सीसी, ये जो 600 सीसी है वो क्या है, ये 17% कंसंट्रेशन वाला इंडिगो सॉल्यूशन है, और ये जो 200 सीसी है वो क्या है, 33% कंसंट्रेशन वाला है। इसमें पहले 800 सीसी ऑफ मिक्सचर था, ठीक है, इसमें से अगर हमने 600 सीसी पोर आउट कर लिया, क्योंकि ये जो 600 सीसी वो यहीं से आया, राइट, तो दूसरे वाले में कितना बचा होगा, ठीक है, तो दूसरे वाले में हाउ मच क्वांटिटी ऑफ मिक्सचर इज लेफ्ट, सो 200 सीसी इज लेफ्ट. द सेम क्वेश्चन वाज आस्क्ड इन सम ईयर, ठीक है, आई डोंट नो द एग्जैक्ट ईयर, लेकिन ये सेम क्वेश्चन ऐसा आया हुआ है कि विच पार्ट ऑफ द मिक्सचर वाज टेकन आउट, ऐसा करके था. Okay, so for this question the answer is what? It's 200 cc. Moving on to the next one. Next one is question number 20. So question number 20 is, identical chocolate pieces are sold in boxes of two sizes, small and large. ठीक है, तो हमारे पास दो चॉकलेट बॉक्सेस हैं, स्मॉल है और लार्ज है. The large box is sold for twice the price of the small box. तो स्मॉल बॉक्स का जो भी प्राइस है, मान लो स्मॉल बॉक्स का प्राइस है ए, तो लार्ज बॉक्स का प्राइस क्या होगा, इट विल बी 2a. यही है ना, द लार्ज बॉक्स इज सोल्ड फॉर ट्वाइस द प्राइस ऑफ द स्मॉल बॉक्स. नेक्स्ट, इफ द सेलिंग प्राइस पर ग्राम ऑफ चॉकलेट इन द लार्ज बॉक्स इज 12% लेस देन दैट इन द स्मॉल बॉक्स. यानी यहां पे जो भी सेलिंग प्राइस पर ग्राम है, मान लो यहां पर अगर सेलिंग प्राइस पर ग्राम है 100x, so what will be the selling price here? So it will be 12% less, so it will be 88x. ठीक है, whatever ऐसा ही लिखा है ना, if the selling price per gram of chocolate in large box is 12% less than that in small box, then the percentage by which the weight of chocolate in the large box exceeds that in the small box is nearest to. तो मान लेते हैं इसका वेट है WS, ठीक है, और मान लेते हैं इसका वेट है WL, ठीक है. अब अगर मैं ये देखूं, सो कैन आई से दैट WS इंटू 100x इज एक्चुअली A. WS इंटू 100x इज एक्चुअली A. जितना वेट है और जितना प्राइस, मतलब जितना ग्राम पर वेट है, दोनों का अगर आप मल्टीप्लाई कर दोगे तभी तो आपको इसका प्राइस मिलकर आ जाएगा. एंड इन अ सिमिलर वे वी कैन से दैट 88x इंटू WL इज इक्वल्स टू 2A. ठीक है, आप एक काम करो, a की वैल्यू यहां पर प्लेस कर दो. तो व्हेन आई विल बी प्लेसिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ a, सो इट इज 88x इंटू WL इक्वल्स टू 100x इंटू WS. x और x कैंसिल हो जाएगा. 4 के टेबल में दिस इज 22 टाइम्स एंड दिस इज 25 टाइम्स. सो वी कैन से दैट WL अपॉन WS इज 25 अपॉन, ओ सॉरी, दो भी तो है कहीं, दो भी तो छोड़ दिया मैंने, सॉरी, जस्ट अ मिनट. 88x इंटू WL इज इक्वल्स टू 2 टाइम्स ऑफ ए. okay, so it will be 2 times, so it will be 2 times of WS into 100x. ठीक है, तो 4 के टेबल में 22 टाइम्स में, 4 के टेबल में ये हो जाएगा 25 टाइम्स में, फिर ये 2 और ये 2 कैंसिल हो जाएगा तो ये 11 हो गया. ओके, सो वी कैन से WL अपॉन WS इज व्हाट, इट्स 25 अपॉन 11. WL अपॉन WS इज 25 अपॉन 11. ठीक है, देन द परसेंटेज बाय विच द वेट ऑफ द चॉकलेट इन द लार्ज बॉक्स. ओके, नाउ व्हाट वी हैव टू गेट, द वेट ऑफ द लार्ज बॉक्स इज 25 units, द वेट ऑफ द स्मॉल बॉक्स इज 11 units. देन द परसेंटेज बाय विच द वेट ऑफ द chocolate in the large box, so weight of the chocolate in the large box, so it will be what, exceeds that of the small box. So we will be how we can be getting, it will be WS minus WS, as the comparison is being done with respect to WS in order to get the percentage multiplied by 100. So 25 minus 11 is 14 upon 11 into 100. ठीक है, so it will be 1400 divided by 11. So it's 127.27%. 127.27%. Now clearly इन्होंने बोला था we have to get the answer nearest to. अब आप बोलोगे सर अभी तो आपने बोला कि अगर आपके आंसर्स डेसिमल्स में आ रहे हैं तो आपने कुछ गलत किया है, बट यहाँ पर क्वेश्चन में क्या बोला गया है, we have to get the answer nearest to. So nearest to this will be what? It will be 127. So for question number 20, the answer is what? It's 127, 127. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 21. The natural numbers are divided in the groups of 1. Okay, the groups is like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we are having all the natural numbers. ठीक है, बस हमने क्या किया, natural numbers को divide कर रखा है. तो first group में हमारे पास 1 number है, second group में we are having 3 numbers, in third group we are having 5 numbers and so on. तो आप मुझे पहले बताओ 15th group में कितने numbers होंगे? In first group I have the first odd number. In the second group I am having the second odd number. In the third group I am having the third odd number. So similarly in the 15th group will I be having the 15th odd number, which will be what? Which will be 29. So 15th group में total हमारे पास 29 numbers होंगे. लेकिन what will be the first number? ठीक है, what will be the first number? तो फर्स्ट नंबर क्या होगा, मतलब टोटल 29 नंबर्स है, लेकिन ये जो 15th ग्रुप है वो स्टार्ट कहां से होगा, ये तो पता चल गया. ओके, दिस विल हैव 29 नंबर्स इन टोटल, बट ये बिगिन कहां से होने वाला है? ठीक है, ये स्टार्ट कैसे होगा? तो हमें क्या करना है, हमें तो बस इसका देखो सम लेना है ना. जैसे 1, 3, 5, अगर आपने इन सभी को ऐड किया 1 + 3 तो 4 आ गया, अगर मैंने इनको ऐड किया तो 5 आ गया. तो मुझे बस ये देखना है कि टिल 14th नंबर what will be the sum. तो टिल 14 नंबर यानी मुझे करना क्या है, आई हैव टू सिंपली ऐड 1 + 3 + 5, 14 ऑड नंबर्स. सो 14 ऑड नंबर्स का सम क्या होगा? ठीक है, 14 ऑड नंबर्स का सम क्या होने वाला है? सो 14 ऑड नंबर्स विल बी व्हाट? इट विल बी 14 into 14, it will be 196. Sum of 14 odd numbers is what? It will be 196. ठीक है, तो 196 जो है वो 14 ग्रुप का लास्ट नंबर है. तो इस ग्रुप का फर्स्ट नंबर क्या होगा? इट विल बी 197. सो 197 से लेकर, ठीक है, 29 नंबर्स. सो हमें क्या करना है, देन द सम ऑफ द नंबर्स इन द 15 ग्रुप. तो आपका जो 15th ग्रुप है वो क्या हो रहा है? इन दैट लेट्स यूज द कंसेप्ट ऑफ एपी. The first term is 197, so Sn is n upon 2, so 29 upon 2 into first term will be what? First term is 197, so 2 times of 197, या यही कर ले क्या, 5 plus how many numbers I have? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, तो 29 9, 20 में 8 ऐड कर लो, so 197 plus 28, so 225. So I can say that the last number is 225. 197 से स्टार्ट होगा एंड द लास्ट नंबर इज 225. सो द सम विल बी n into फर्स्ट नंबर प्लस द लास्ट नंबर. So 197 plus 225, it should be divided by 2. So it's 211 into 29. 6119 is the answer. ठीक है, थोड़ा पजलिंग क्वेश्चन है, लेकिन अगर आप फिर से मैं बोलूंगा, अगर आपने सोचा थोड़ा सा तो कर सकते हो. फर्स्ट गो में तो शायद थोड़ा मुश्किल लगेगा, मतलब मुझे तो ऐसा लगा, पता नहीं आपके साथ क्या है. मैं सोचा कि पता नहीं कैसे नंबर्स मिलेंगे, थोड़ा सोचना तो पड़ा था. तो आई हैवंट डन दिस क्वेश्चन ऑन द फर्स्ट गो, और मुझे लगता है मैंने शायद किया भी नहीं था ये क्वेश्चन को, मुझसे नहीं बना था शायद एग्जाम में. मूविंग ऑन टू द सेकेंड क्वेश्चन, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विच इज क्वेश्चन नंबर 22. It says that if r is constant such that x square minus 4x minus 13 mod is equals to r has exactly 3 distinct real roots, then the value of r is. ठीक है, तो एक काम आप कर सकते हो, आप r के डिफरेंट वैल्यूज प्लेस करके देखो कि कौन से केस में आपको 3 रूट्स, डिस्टिंक्ट रूट्स मिल रहे हैं. या एक और आसान सा काम है, आप ना इसको कंप्लीटिंग द स्क्वायर मेथड से करो. So if I'll be completing the square, okay, so I'll be writing x square minus 4x. अगर ये 2ab है, okay, तो what will be the value of b? I guess it will be 2 to 4, right? a square minus b minus 4x, so x minus 2, x square minus 4x plus 4. ठीक है, तो मुझे plus 4 ऐड करना है और minus 4 सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है, and this will be minus 13. I'm just applying the concept of completing the square method. x square minus 4x was there. I have added plus 4 and then I have subtracted minus 4 and this is minus 13 and this complete should be equals to r. Or we can say that x minus 2 का whole square minus 13, ठीक है, is equals to r. So what are the different values of r we can take? Means what is the value of r such that I'll be having a 3 distinct roots. अब हमेशा याद रखो, अगर मान लो आपके पास एक ऐसा मॉड है, सपोज मॉड x इज इक्वल्स टू 5, सपोज इट मीन्स दैट x इज इक्वल्स टू -5 एंड x इज इक्वल्स टू 5. तो सेम केस अगर ये मॉड इक्वल्स टू r है, सो वंस यू विल बी हैविंग अ पॉजिटिव r, मतलब इसका 2 एक्सपेंशन होगा, x माइनस 2 का होल स्क्वायर माइनस 13 इक्वल्स टू r एक एक्सपेंशन एंड अदर वन x माइनस 2 का होल स्क्वायर माइनस 13 इक्वल्स टू माइनस r. ठीक है, सो लेट्स ट्राई द वैल्यू ऑफ r एज 17. तो जब आप r की वैल्यू 17 रखोगे तो देखो आपके पास क्या आ जाएगा, इट विल बी x माइनस 2 का होल स्क्वायर. इफ r इज 17 सो माइनस 30, सो इट विल बी व्हाट, इट विल बी 30. सो x माइनस 2 का होल स्क्वायर इट विल बी 30 और यहां पर क्या हो जाएगा, x माइनस 2 का होल स्क्वायर, ओके, माइनस 13 and minus r, so it will be minus 17, right? So minus 17, so it will be what, it will be minus 4 I guess. एक बार फिर से देख लो क्या, minus 13 and minus 17, so it will be minus 4. So if suppose I am keeping the value as 17, ठीक है, x square minus 2, oh sorry, it will be minus 17. sorry guys, sorry, it's minus 17. That's why I'm thinking कि ऐसा कुछ तो मिल नहीं रहा कहीं पे. So let's do this question again. ठीक है, I'm starting it here. So it will be x square minus 2 minus 17 equals to r. So since it's a mod function, so mod function will take two values, okay? So it will be x minus 2 का whole square minus 17 equals to r, first case, okay? And the second case is x square minus 2, sorry, x minus 2 का whole square and minus 17 equals to minus r. So we have to solve the two cases. Now when the value of r, suppose if I'm taking as 17, ठीक है, अगर r की वैल्यू आपने 17 रखी तो यहाँ पर ये 17, so in that case you will be having x minus 2 whole square equals to 34. So can I have two values of x? Yes, you will be having two values of x in this case. अगर आप इसको सॉल्व करोगे आप क्लियरली देख सकते हो कि x will have two values. ठीक है, अगर मान लो हमने 17 यहाँ पर रखा तो ये क्या हो जाएगा, x minus 2 का होल स्क्वायर इज इक्वल्स टू 0, माइनस 17 कैंसिल हो जाएगा. So how many solutions of this you will be getting? Only one. तो दो यहां पर मिल रहा है और एक यहां पर मिल रहा है. तो मैं तो बहुत लकी था कि मेरे पास ये ऑप्शन आया, फर्स्ट ऑप्शन ही यही आंसर हो गया. लेट्स क्रॉस चेक द अदर्स ऑप्शंस आल्सो. इफ योर r इज 21, ठीक है, अगर मेरा r 21 है तो क्या हो जाएगा, x माइनस 2 का होल स्क्वायर, ठीक है, माइनस 17 प्लस 21, सो 21 प्लस 17 इट्स 41, इट्स विल बी 48. और इस केस में क्या होगा, x माइनस 2 का होल स्क्वायर, ठीक है, माइनस 17 अगर उधर चला गया यानी प्लस 17, सो प्लस 17 इधर आने दो और ये माइनस है, ये तो नेगेटिव आ जाएगा ना, 21, दिस विल बी नेगेटिव. तो ये तो नो रियल सोल्यूशन, यानी दो ही सोल्यूशन पॉसिबल है, ये तो आंसर हो नहीं सकता. इफ योर वैल्यू ऑफ x इज 15, सो यू विल हैव x माइनस 2 का होल स्क्वायर, दिस विल बी इक्वल्स टू 15 प्लस 17 विच विल बी 32. And in this case it will be x minus 2 का whole square, it will be equals to 2. So again here I'll be having 4 solutions, here I'll be having 2 solutions, here I am having 3 solutions. और अगर आप ये देखोगे x minus 2 का whole square, अगर हम r की वैल्यू 18 रख रहे हैं, so 17 plus 18 is 35, okay, and x minus 2 का whole square again I guess it will be minus 1, so no solutions. तो यहाँ पे भी 2 solutions ही है, तो कौन सा आंसर होना चाहिए, 17 will be the answer. So this was question number 22. Okay, so this brings us to the end of the session. I hope that each and every question that we did, it must be clear to you. You might have enjoyed the session as well. But if you want more of such of kind video, और आप ऐसे भी देखो कि अगर आपको लगता है कि यार ये पेपर आई गेव दैट पेपर एंड दैट पेपर वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट एंड यू वांट कि मुझे इस पेपर का डिस्कशन चाहिए, प्लीज राइट इट डाउन ऑन द कमेंट बॉक्स. इफ यू वांट टू हैव मोर सच ऑफ सच वीडियोस, प्लीज ज्वाइन द हमारा जो यूट्यूब चैनल है, प्लीज उसको ज्वाइन करो. ओके, एंड इफ यू वांट टू गेट एक्सेस टू आवर लाइव क्लासेस, मॉक स्ट्रैटेजीज, फ्री रिसोर्सेज, एनीथिंग, please join MBA community channel in YouTube. So with this, I'm signing off. Let's meet for the another lecture on another day. So till then, bye and have a nice day ahead.